So my name's Tom Phillips. I'm the Executive Director at StarkFresh. I've been with the organization since 2014. Actually as an AmeriCorps Vista member. And then a few years after my service was done, I became the Executive Director. So I'm a transplant from Connecticut. I came here, oh God, what year is it? Like over 10 years ago now at this point. And got started with StarkFresh about a year after I moved here. Yeah, so one of the main reasons why we decided to start doing retail food sales in the form of a grocery store is because we realized that people didn't have access in the neighborhoods where they lived anymore. Our ancestors used to be able to go anywhere in their neighborhood and be able to get anything they needed. And somewhere along the way, progress came and we all drove 10 miles to big box stores, and all these neighborhood stores went away. And so when you have a store in your neighborhood, it looks very different than if you're going to a Costco or a BJ's or a big store like that and buying 25-pound bags of whatever. You're actually just going to go and get things that you need for a couple days. So the whole idea of the grocery stores are these little bodega style stores that you'd have in any major city. Still has these, but smaller cities like the ones here in Stark County have seemed to have lost those over time, where you're just going and getting the food that you need for a couple days worth of meals, and then coming back. It's a real sense of community. You get to know the cashiers, you get to know the other customers, and it becomes a gathering place. In doing those grocery stores, we realized that price was a big issue, right? So we obviously can't compete with the Costco's, the Walmarts of the world in terms of buying power, but what we can do is not charge as much of a markup as some other stores might. We can keep our margins low so we can make it affordable for people. We also use incentive programs with different funding sources because we are a nonprofit to be able to keep prices lower than they would be somewhere else. With a smaller neighborhood grocery store, shopping habits are different. People would be interested to learn that our biggest seller is single potatoes. So everyone, me including, has had a bag of potatoes go bad. You thought that you used them all, but there's 2 or 3 left in there, and then you realize that something smells and you're trying to find it. And that's also the people that are shopping at the stores. A lot of them have mobility and access issues, so they might not own vehicles, so they're walking. So everything that we carry is designed to actually fit in grocery bags. Oftentimes we get asked how we decide where to put grocery stores, and it's not real scientific. It's a lot of times tied to where we see the biggest needs are. So those are neighborhoods where people tend to be pretty low income. They tend to be the neighborhoods that are a little bit outside the main drag where there's already a lot of resources. That's a lot of places here in Stark County, and where we operate the stores in the store in Alliance and in Canton are surrounded by high-rises and residential neighborhoods and right on the bus route close to where people are coming and going. One of the ways that we're able to keep prices where they need to be and stretch people's available food dollars is through the use of these incentives. So one of the ones that we have is fruits and vegetables are half off when you come and shop with a SNAP EBT card. That's regardless of whether it's fresh, dried, or frozen, just fruits and vegetables. The current EBT match that we have is where people come in and they spend, let's say $10 using their EBT card, and we'll give them an instant discount of half that, so $5 off. So basically they're getting $5 worth of free food, whatever it is, on that transaction. So that helps every day. They come in and do that, and that adds up over the course of a month. It's a real game changer for people. So in the grocery world, which is the world we live in, the average basket is what they call it, that people are coming for every transaction is just under $20. So that has risen more and more each year as these incentive programs have kicked in. So it allows them to actually be able to get more food than they normally would have been able to if they didn't have these incentive programs. So StarkFresh is made up of lots of different peoples, different walks of life, coming from different backgrounds, different economic levels. I think something that binds us all together is that everyone, whether it's a board or a volunteer or a staff member, has in some way experienced food insecurity or some sort of struggle around food in some manner that has helped keep us all on the same mission to make sure that other people don't have to go through that going forward. Yeah, so a lot of times StarkFresh gets compared to food banks, and we have fundamentally different ideas on how do you pull people out of hunger or poverty. A food bank is basically saying, look, if we just give you free food, that'll ensure that you're not hungry anymore. And the argument that we a lot of times will counter with is, if the solution to making people not hungry or making sure people aren't hungry anymore is to give everybody free food, then there'd be no hunger left in this world, because there's plenty of food and there's plenty of ways people can access food. I've used food banks before. It doesn't matter the method in which the pantry or the food bank or the hot meal program operates. The nature of that service is that it's somewhat humiliating, just with human nature. And they do everything they can. Most of them do everything they can to minimize that, but at the end of the day, you're still begging for a handout, and a lot of people have a hard time with that. People come to StarkFresh through different ways. So some people are introduced to us through, hey, you guys have a seed bank a seed library that you guys operate once a year, or say, hey, I came into your grocery store, we know about that, or maybe a mobile grocery market. We have lots of different programs. Being a nonprofit, they all go back to our mission about tackling causes of hunger by providing realistic pathways out of poverty. They all feed into that. And so people are surprised when they come to us through one of those ways that they heard about us and don't realize that we do all these other things. Oh, you have a farm that you actually operate in city limits and camp. Oh, you do small business training programs that are plain language for people who maybe don't have a business background. People are really surprised by that. You can't just fix this problem by putting in grocery stores and not having anything else tied behind it. So no one can do this alone. One agency can't do this alone. One program can't do it alone. And that's why we have a bunch of different programs that help each other come up with a full solution. Another misconception that happens a lot of times is people think that StarkFresh is just for someone who's homeless or someone who's struggling or someone who's food insecure or has some sort of other needs. But it's really for anyone who's looking to learn some skills, have access to certain things that we provide with our programming. So the grocery store is a regular grocery store. It happens to be placed in neighborhoods where people live that are typically low income. It does not mean that anybody can't go there. It would be great if we were able to have stores in every neighborhood that people lived, but that's just not the case, right? So anyone can shop at one of our grocery stores, anybody can come help out at the farm, anybody can attend classes, but we're going to cater all of our programming to the people who need it most. It doesn't mean that the people who don't need it most can't also access those things. One of the things that I personally like the most about the staffing in the grocery store is we hire people that are from the community. They don't all have the answers. they're not all experts, but they are learning alongside you. So they might say, hey, a great example is someone came in and was asking about patty pan squash that we had from our garden. And they said, what do I do with this? And so it creates an opportunity to not only teach the staff about these things, and then they can be excited and then teach the customers about those things as well. Nobody's got all the answers. Nobody's a produce clerk. Their entire job is just to know every bit of produce and then how to cook it all. They're just regular people like you and me that believe in the mission, what we're doing, having some gainful employment, and creating community. So one of the strengths of having a neighborhood grocery store is you get to know the people who come in and shop. Becomes a part of the neighborhood in which it's placed. And so in that, you get to understand, like, someone comes in and buys the same thing every couple of days, there's an opportunity to be able to say, hey, I understand that you like hot dogs, but have you tried this, or have you tried that? I get that you normally eat this just because I know you, I see you come in here, but what else do you like to eat? Or let me understand what you have at home to cook. Let me understand what you like so we can be able to make suggestions or talk through, like, hey, that sounds really good. What if we started doing something like this? And a lot of times I'll go up into the grocery store and I'll see that there's a couple customers talking with the grocery clerk, and they're all like coming up with a recipe kind of on the fly based on the three of them talking through something. Malnutrition can be sneaky, right? It's not people not eating anything but bread and soup water, but it's actually people just not having the nutrients that they need because they're not eating fresh vegetables or even frozen vegetables or a variety of things that their body needs. They're not getting a good dietary fibers and things like that. It's hard to get people to change the way that they eat, but I think most people go grocery shopping. How many times does someone from the store actually stop and have a discussion with you about the food that you're eating? It just doesn't happen. In a neighborhood store like the ones that we operate, that's an everyday occurrence. And so at StarkFresh, we look at what is the actual root causes of this, and how can we create solutions instead of just these Band-Aid patches.